right, welcome back. So we've got our diff done, the rear is done, picked up the chassis, and I went ahead and bolted it up, the front part, because that was the end of J. So got the steering put on, everything's working, everything's smooth. We finished up J. We are now moving on to K. I'm a couple hours into the build. We're gonna be on to shocks probably in this one. Yeah, L and M are gonna be shocks. So K is gonna be, I think, we're gonna get the center diff installed. So everything that we built up is now going to be installed with drive shafts, hopefully. What do we got to do next? We got to assemble the diff. It's looking like this faces this way. Hopefully they're not too long for the bottom. And then we got these are two different sizes, 1 and 1. All right, got that assembly in. Nice and straight, which is good. And then looks like we're gonna bolt it onto the chassis. It goes this way, I think. And definitely don't like that. There we go. And then there's some sort of funky brace gonna go up here to the chassis, and that's gonna use a 43 screw. Two of those. Get the rear. Lined up with this dog bone. Four. And this brace looks like it's going there. So let's get these droop screws set up so they're not, that one's touching now. That one's touching now. I just make them all barely touch. And there we go. So K-bag is done. Now we're gonna move on to the shocks. So let's do it in the order that they're asking. We'll do L first. So L, front shocks. These are gonna be the fronts. All right, I got the little pieces sanded down on this thing. Need my shock pliers. There we go. O-ring. Looks like a washer. And another O-ring. This piece. And a big O-ring. Yeah. Okay, let me grab some green slime now that I know how it goes together, and we're gonna green slime it. All right, so some TLR green slime, shock oil stuff. Anytime you're working with shocks, you should be using this stuff. It's just gonna guarantee a good seal, and it's not gonna leak. It's gonna keep everything lubricated. So I got this one set up, got the O-ring at the base, 2 O-rings, spacer, and then the end cap. So all I'm going to do is pull this out so I can get to the O-rings. We're going to put some green slime on it. Get it stuffed back up in there. And then get the cap put on. This is just going to ensure longevity to your shocks, basically. That's all we're trying to do. Alright, and we got to get the ring put on. And then I already went ahead and popped the pivot ball on the cap and on the shock rod end. The shock rod end takes a metal one, the cap takes a plastic one. Just trying to ensure a nice smooth flow. We're going to get our boots put on. And get the shock rod ends threaded on. All right, now that we got that done, it's going to, what I need to do next. So, looks like this is the front. And from what I'm seeing, is it looks like the pedestal mounts need to go on. And they go through here like that. And then this piece needs to go on. Oh, wrong way. Like that. Pedestal mounts. That goes in the center, and then these are the bottom shock bolts. So we are good. So let's get the shocks filled up. We're going to use the oil supplied. Will be the next thing, and let's go from there. A lot of air bubbles in them. So we're going to let that one sit. We're going to move on to this one. Going to let that one sit. Ooh, almost knocked that one over. And we're going to let all the air bubbles come out, and then we'll top them off. We'll be right back. All right, so they've been sitting for a good hour. Try to get this one sealed up. That barely touches the fluid. Very nice. And then we have to get the spring on. Spring retainer. There we go, flush on both sides. And then it says one of those screws go down there. There we go. For some reason, 2 spare washers. Put them with our spare parts. I think there was different size washers for, doesn't show it, but I think they just gave us extra washers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build the rear, and then we'll be right back. All right, so the build is pretty much done. We have bag N, which is installing the servo, which I have a servo, so we're going to do bag N, and then bag D, which is the other battery tray, and then the motor assembly. And then that's pretty much it. There are a couple more bags for the steering servo and the body mounts, which we'll do with the body. And then, of course, the tires. But as far as the roller, the chassis is pretty much done. I need to get some wheels onto it. I'll need to double check to make sure that I do have the hubs on the right side, right and left. I'll double check that. It looks like it is. It looks like it possibly has to be switched from right to left, but I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it because they're kind of pointed funny. So I'm going to double check that. But other than that, there's our build. Everything's working. Everything's together. So here's bag N, which is going to be with our steering servo. But we're going to finish that up in another video. This, I believe, is video 4. So we have 3 more videos. One will be the body video, the other one will be the electronic video, and then the final alignment setting up video and run. So there we go, guys. Tekno's all built. Took approximately, I want to say, 4 hours with everything, and that included filming. And there we go. I mean, looks like a nice little platform, nice and wide. It's short and wide, so, and it's not too heavy, so it should fly pretty nice. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.